requirement of Section 6(9) of the Act, because it's not a sworn statement, just a written statement. And his contestation is based on the ground of pending legal and ethical financial concern arising out of a tenant-landlord relationship between Mr. Kamweti and the Honorable Ruku. Specifically, Mr. Kamweti argues that the nominee has issues of integrity, which include financial irresponsibility, fraudulent conduct, disregard for legal obligations, and obstruction of legal processes, and outright dishonesty arising out of the following. As I said, Mr. Kamweti leased his premises in Nairobi to Honorable Ruku sometime in September 17th of September 2016. Subsequently, he argues that the Honorable Ruku defaulted on payment of rent, water, and other utility with respect to that property, and further caused substantial damage to the property. That matter is currently the subject of legal proceedings in Milimani Commercial Courts. And give cited the case number there. Then Mr. Kamweti also argues that the Honorable Ruku defaulted in rent payment amounting to 460,000 and engaged in stored recovery by dishonestly seeking more time to pay on allegations that his mother, Sisimoda Trufena Mudhoni Kiringa, had passed on in June 2021, a fact that was untrue as she passed on much later in October 2021. Mr. Kamweti also argues that the nominee father stalled the recovery of their accrued rent when he presented a check for Kenya shillings 389,995, which was dishonored upon presentation for payment. It was not honored when it was presented for payment, and he argues this constitutes a criminal offense under sections 316. Mr. Kamweti also argues that the nominee, the Honorable Ruku, accumulated water bills amounting to 74,375 Kenya shillings, and he used his position as a trustee of the Water Services Trust Fund to frustrate recovery of these accumulated bills. Mr. Kamweti has also argued that the Honorable Ruku accumulated and paid electricity bills amounting to 83,921 Kenya shillings, and he frustrated efforts to recover or disconnect electricity at the premises. He has also alleged a case of assault where the Honorable Ruku is alleged to have assaulted one Mr. Gibson Gitau, an estate agent, which constitutes an offense under Section 250 of the Penal Code. Mr. Kamweti also alleges that on the night of Saturday, 19th of June 2021, the Honorable Ruku stalled recovery of the accumulated rent when he secretly and unlawfully interfered with and removed proclaimed household goods valued at 200,000 shillings. The auctioneers had visited Mr. Ruku's premises and had actually identified certain document marked for sale to recover the outstanding rent arrears, which Honorable Ruku is accused to have stalled. Then Mr. Kamweti argues also that Honorable Ruku vacated the premise. Okay. Vacated premises and left a significant damage. So cumulatively, Mr. Kamweti argues that he has suffered loss of 1,070,000 shillings and 546 arising out of the Honorable Ruku's areas. So basically, Honorable Mr. Kamweti argues, requests the committee to consider the ongoing legal dispute as an indicator of the nominee's unsuitability, and he also requests the committee to conduct a thorough integrity check on the nominee's financial and ethical record, including verification of pending legal cases and financial obligations, and ultimately request this committee to decline to approve the nomination on grounds of the nominee's past conduct, being inconsistent with the requirement of Chapter 6 of the Constitution. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And anything on Cheptumo? Is the same, the Matindi one?
Matindi one on account of gender, to that gender principle and representation of persons with disability.
Okay. And honorable members, you'll find the responses of the two nominees in your files. In the interest of time, we can call in Honorable Ruku. Sergeant. Room is hot. Yes, thank you. Nimo Kotiar, you okay? Good. Yes. Media, are you ready? You are? Honorable Geoffrey Ruku. We know your name, but tell us your name. Then tell us if you are Christian, Muslim, or Hindu, or none of the above. Then you'll have to take an oath on the holy books there or through affirmation, as the case may be.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My name is Geoffrey Karaoke Kiringa Ruku. I'm a Christian.
So you'll take an oath on the Bible?
Yes.
So you may be upstanding. Hold the Bible in your right hand. Raise it and recite the oath.
I, Geoffrey Karaoke Kiringa Ruku, do swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee on the matters under its consideration shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Take your seat and sign to the oath. Honorable members and members of the media, for the record, Geoffrey Ruku is a sitting member of parliament. He's a colleague to all members of this panel, and he's been sitting and continues sitting in the chamber with them. That notwithstanding, members will ask you incisive questions to determine your suitability or otherwise for the position to which you are nominated. We'll start with an introduction. I'm the chairman of this committee, the Speaker of the National Assembly. I'll ask Honorable Junet.
Honorable Junet Mohammed, Member of Parliament, Suna East, Minority Leader, Member of this committee.
Nelson Koech, Member of Parliament, Belgut, Member of this committee.
David Kosing, MP Poko South, Member of this committee.
Robert?
I'm Ferdinand Wanyonyi, Member of Parliament, Kwanza, Trans Nzoia, and a member of this committee.
Abdul Rahim Daoud, MP for Nominee, Meru County, and a member of this committee.
George Gitonga Murugara, Member of Parliament for Tharaka Constituency, Tharaka Nithi County, Member of the committee.
Milio Diambo Mabona, Member of Parliament, Suba North, Minority Chief Whip, and member of this committee.
My name is Owen Bayer, Member of Kilifi North Constituency, Deputy Leader of the Majority Party, and a member of this committee.
Robert Mbui, MP Kadhiani, Deputy Leader of the Minority, and a member of the committee.
Stephen Mule, MP Matungulu, a member of this committee.
Dido Raso, MP Saku, a member of the committee.
Abdi Shuri, MP Balambala, member of the committee.
Mishimboko, MP Likoni, member of this committee.
Caleb Amisi, MP Saboti, a member.
Naisula Lesuda, MP Samburu West, and a member of this committee.
Thank you. The clerk.
My name is Samuel Jeroge, Clerk of National Assembly. I have with me officers of the National Assembly who are assisting in the Secretariat, led by Deputy Clerk Misera Kioko.
Thank you. Honorable Ruku, will you hand over your documents to the sergeant to pass on to the clerk for verification before we start? Honorable Ruku, you have been nominated by His Excellency the President to be Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Human Capital Development, and Special Programs. As a nominee before this committee, give us a concise and precise story of your life. Who is Ruku? What do you stand for? Why do you think you are suitable for this nomination? In not more than 5 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman, Honorable Speaker. My name is Geoffrey Kiringa, as I've mentioned. I was born in a village called Gogore village in Getipuri Sub-Location, Getipuri location in Bere North Sub-County. I was born in the year 1978, February date 15th. I went to school in our local primary school called Getipuri Primary School, proceeding to secondary school, Chicago Boys High School, which I later joined Catholic University of Eastern Africa, where I studied Bachelor's of Commerce. And later, I joined the University of Nairobi, where I did a postgraduate diploma in diplomacy and international relations. Later, I joined the same institution, University of Nairobi, where I did Masters of Business Administration in Finance. And I graduated in the year 2009. Then joined Embassy of Israel. But before then, I taught at Kenya Polytechnic then, students who are doing a diploma in diplomacy and international relations. Later, I went to work with Oxfam GB for a period of 6 months under the Pan-Africa program. And I was interviewed for a year by the Embassy of Israel and given a job as the coordinator for international cooperation and development, where I worked for 3 years from December 2006 all the way to 2009. And I ventured into business sector, where I started my registered company called Carbon Man Africa. Later, we formed a joint venture with a French company. We named the joint venture Climate Power Limited. All these companies were involved in implementation of climate change projects, generating carbon credits and selling them in the carbon market. In the year 2015, I was appointed by President then as the trustee of Water Service Trust Fund, which is now Water Sector Trust Fund, where I served for 3 years. And later, I also worked in South Africa for 2 years, from year 2013, for 2 years here, from the year 2013 to 2015, as an independent contractor implementing raw carbon project, Propua raw carbon project in Madagascar, Malawi, and South Africa. Then I served also as a trustee, and later I filed for the parliamentary seat in the year 2022, where I was elected as a member of Parliament for Mbeere North constituency, the seat which I hold even now. Thank you, Honorable Chairman.
Thank you. I'll now invite members of this committee, starting with the minority leader, to ask questions. And like I said, concise, precise answers. No personal engagement in terms of arguments or whatever with the panelists. And members, even of you has a personal relationship that clouds your questioning of Honorable Ruku, you can say so when it gets to you. But we all know you are in the same house, so save us time by not telling us, oh, I'm a member of Parliament with Ruku. We all know that. Junet?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to ask the nominee that in 2023, you proposed an amendment to the Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Act seeking to decriminalize aspects of public procurement, fund management, property disposal, and contract tendering, as stated in Section 45(2)(b) and (c) of the Act. And the bill faced opposition from stakeholders, including the ODPP and the Attorney General, who argued it will undermine anti-corruption efforts. Do you still uphold the objectives of the proposed amendment? In your view, was the criticism of the proposed amendment justified? And secondly, this one is, we are, looking at your suitability to be a cabinet secretary. And having served with you the last 2 years in Parliament, in the National Assembly in particular, you came out to me as somebody who was a bit hawkish in terms of when differences occur on the floor of the House, you looked a bit protective of the side that you represented. And as a cabinet secretary, you'll be serving the whole country, irrespective of their political affiliation and all kind of things. To the extent you appear to me to be almost like a bodyguard of a leader in Parliament. So what are your views on those?
Thank you so much, Honorable Chairman. I will start with the second question. Article 10 of our Constitution talks about the national values and principles of governance. The national values and principles of governance, Honorable Chair, which I subjected myself to these values, serving as a member of Parliament for 2.5 years now. And these are the same national values which I will carry on if I am nominated as a Cabinet Secretary. The Constitution.
You are already nominated. If you are found suitable.
Thank you. If I am found suitable. Because before I have been serving and preserving the interests, first and foremost, the interests of the people who elected me, the people of Beira North. But in my capacity as Cabinet Secretary, I will serve the entire nation without favor and without fear. Because service delivery from Turkana all the way to Ramu, from Mandera all the way to Busia, must be served in a uniform, in timely manner, in cost-effective manner, in efficient manner. Therefore, the second question I'll answer that, yes, I will subject myself to Article 10 of our Constitution, as well as Article 232 of our Constitution, which talks about the values and principles of public service. Knowing that I'm not partisan to any affiliation, but only taking the interests of the people of the Republic of Kenya. The question number 2 about my proposed amendment of Anti-Corruption and Economic Crime Act. The question which I asked myself, Honorable Chairman, is that we lose money through the corrupt activities or corrupt individuals. At the same time, we end up losing even more money through the process of investigations and prosecution. Investigation and prosecution which can take even 10 years. That process by itself take resources, take taxpayers' money, and therefore if we can have laws which ensure that the prosecution of those who are caught in corruption activities is efficient, is effective, doesn't take 10 years, then those laws are critical, are important. We are supposed to enact them as the people representatives. That's why I was seeking to amend the Anti-Corruption and Economic Crime Act, Section 45(2)(b) and C, because also we have an alien word in this section, and that word is prior planning, which is not defined in the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act of 2015. The laws should be able to speak to each other. The prior planning term, which is found on Section 45(2)(b) and C, is not defined within this Act, and also is not defined in Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act of 2015. And therefore, the lawyers who go to court, they take all the time to really place this term in appropriate place. So that's why
the Office of Human Capital Development. And number 2, you're on record on having appeared on Citizen TV, one of the morning shows that I've been doing with you, and you did claim that TSC is riddled with corruption, from employment to recruitment, and all sorts of manner of corruption. And you did propose that radical changes are needed. Can you please tell this committee one of those radical changes that you intend to introduce now if you are approved?
Honorable Chairman, can I ask?
Call to the questions. From Honorable Koech. Yes, Posing.
Honorable Chairman, our Speaker, 2, I have questions. Number 1 is,
I don't think if we are convinced with his response on the first, which was asked by Honorable our LM, it's a very important question. Honorable Ruku, the picture which has been painted in the public is that you are actually fighting against transparency and accountability, and therefore you are a promoter of corruption. Because one, it's not only that anti-corruption bill that you wanted to amend, you also wanted to amend public demonstration. You also wanted to amend the data protection. All that puts you, and in fact we're also mirroring you with the position you're going, which is of public service. It puts you that you're actually promoting corruption, you are actually promoting anti-accountability and transparency. And therefore, it actually does not suit you to be in that office. That's what the picture is. You need to defend yourself before the committee. Finally, Speaker, I represent constituency of rural, right? And when I saw Honorable Chairman that Honorable Ruku is going to be in charge of special programs. Special programs, Honorable Chairman, is like an affirmative action for those communities that actually live in very difficult areas in this country, which is about 80% of this country. Honorable Ruku, how much do you know of this country? If I was to ask, do you know a town called Kacheliba, for example, or Elwak? Because if you are not somebody who knows the country, how will you then even make informed decisions in terms of special programs actually to help the people of Kenya? If you know Mbere and Nairobi, because I look at Mbere, Nairobi, Johannesburg, Ghana, and so on. So removing you from actually where these programs is, Honorable Speaker needs to convince me as a representative of the rural constituency. I thank you, Chair.
You can answer those four in quick succession. 2 from Koech, 2 from Posing.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Address me as Chairman or Speaker.
Okay. Sorry. Thank you, Honorable Chairman.
Chairman.
I'm not a chair.
Okay.
I'm sitting on one.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I apologize. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I start with the question from Honorable Koech. One on TSC, Teacher Service Commission. It is true I'm on record saying Teacher Service Commission is corrupt. And it's because I have many classmates who are teachers, both at primary school and also in secondary schools. And I know these, my classmates have gone through what I've gone through the process of promotion. Some of them are not able to get promoted on merit. And in our sub-counties across the Republic, we have some corrupt individuals within Teacher Service Commission, at the sub-county level, who ask for bribes so that teachers can be promoted, whether in primary schools or in secondary schools. And as a representative of Bere North, I felt this is not right. This should not be the case. And that's why I called Teacher Service Commission that the practice which some of their officers at the level of sub-county, they should be stopped. For me to ensure as a Cabinet Secretary in charge of public service, there are quite a number of recommendations which I will come up with. One is to look at the act which operationalized the commission, so that we see whether Teacher Service Commission is an extremely huge institution, whether it requires a number of directories which are chaired independently, managed independently by probably 3 executive managers instead of 1. For instance, promotion and hiring of teachers. Management of insurances.
Honorable Ruku.
Yes.
Are you aware that TSC is an independent constitutional commission and does not fall under your jurisdiction if you are found suitable?
Yes, Honorable Chair, I'm aware, but also I'm aware as a cabinet secretary in charge of public service delivery, whether by police service, by teacher service, or by judicial service, must be efficient. I have to ensure they are efficient, effective, and even time-bound, and also cost-effectiveness as the cabinet secretary in charge of public service delivery. So moving forward, Honorable Speaker, corruption in public service, in any sector of public service, will work with the respective colleagues, cabinet secretaries, to ensure we have a proper, timely, effective, efficient public service delivery and performance in all sectors of government. Question number 2 from Honorable Koech, whether I do understand human resource capital development. Yes, Honorable Speaker. The training aspect of those who are in public service is extremely important. At the moment, we have Kenya School of Government, which offers different training of different professionals in terms of working within public service. And training is a very key component in public service delivery, so that we can have competent, well-trained managers or officers within the public service who will be able to ensure services are delivered to Kenyans properly. And also the issue of innovations. We have very innovative public servants who are coming up with different innovation, but that has not been taken care of properly, Honorable Speaker. And I will move with speed to ensure those who are within public service, they can be able to do research, they can be able to be innovative, so that, and even we can motivate them through some legal, we can come up with a legal framework on how to ensure they are properly compensated, the innovations are properly compensated, so that instead of having foreign innovations coming to our government, we have local Kenyans, we have individuals within a public human capital development competitive and responsive to the needs of the people of the Republic of Kenya. The question on whether I know Kenya, whether I have a good picture as far as Kenya is concerned. Honorable Speaker, yes, it is true I have traveled across this republic in my different capacities. In my CV, you may see Nairobi and Joburg. But in my time working, teaching as at Kenya School, Kenya Polytechnic, working with the Embassy of State of Israel, implementing carbon credit project in Kenya. I have gone in many countries, and it's true. For instance, we were doing a different research in Kapenguria. With when you are in a private sector, you tend to also add value to different other companies which I may not have put on my CV, but it is true I have worked in different corners of this country. True, I have not been in a county like Mandera, but I have been in quite a number of. Sorry? I have been in Kisumu County. I have been in Mombasa County. No. I'm just saying the counties which have been. And by the way, I come from a marginalized community, which is also a semi-arid. And when you look at the research, the issues affecting the people of Bere, where the constituencies which I represent, they are very, very similar to the issues affecting the people of Tana River, the issues of the people of Turkana and other corners of this country. Bere North is one of those constituencies that receive food distribution or food relief from the special program. And I know how this special program has really assisted the people of my community. And not only food distribution, also it is important to note that Bere North constituency receive porridge from Nakanek for all students, all pupils who are from PPP to all the way to grade 4. So my constituency, which is marginalized, is similar to all the constituencies which are marginalized in 23 counties, which are under arid and semi-arid areas. Therefore, having faced these challenges firsthand, having talked to the people in the special program to distribute food relief to my constituency, having talked to the people in the Ministry of Education under the NACONEC to ensure the children of Bere North who are in Roa Primary School are getting porridge every morning. I know the challenges affecting the children of Kenya in semi-arid and arid counties in the Republic of Kenya. And I will endeavor to ensure not only my children who I was representing are getting porridge and getting relief food, but and other relief commodities, but all similar constituencies we have under these 23 counties in the Republic of Kenya. The last question was about
your legislative proposals. You come out as being anti-corruption. That's what he asked. Can you answer that?
Honorable Speaker, if you read the objects of the amendment of Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Act, we are very clear that the act seemed to criminalize frauds within the Public Procurement Act, which essentially should be criminalized. But at the same time, the criminalization of these frauds should not also make Kenyans, taxpayers' money be lost in a due process of prosecution and investigation. Honorable Speaker and my colleague, Honorable Kosin, will agree with me. Many cases, many corruption cases have been withdrawn. Many corruption cases have been acquitted. But monies, huge amount of monies, taxpayers' monies were lost. Acquittals have been there, withdrawals have been there, but monies from taxpayers were lost. We have not seen anyone asking that question. What happens? Because we acquitted this, but monies were lost. So there are other methods to ensure we are not going to lose money through corruption and at the same time lose monies through investigation and prosecution processes. That Kenyans lose two ways, through corruption and through administration of justice. So I am not in any way trying to promote corruption. Number two, Honorable Speaker, about the Assembly and Demonstration Bill. The Assembly and Demonstration Bill does not limit of them. What this Assembly and Demonstration Bill is trying to endeavor is to protect the rights of other persons who may not participate in demonstrations, in assemblies, in picketings, and presentation of petition to public authorities. They have also the right to enjoy the natural state of environment which they conduct their business in. They have the right to go to hospital without intervention, children to go to schools without any hindrances. So also the right of children, the right of those who are sick need to be protected. So I was seeking to ensure we conduct demonstrations in the Republic of Kenya without causing damage, without without losing life, because we have lost lives in demonstration. No life that should be lost because of demonstration. No property that should be destroyed because of demonstration. Children of the Republic of Kenya should go to school any time when the school is open. We have seen schools getting closed in this republic because of demonstration. So it's trying to bridge the two. The right of those who are demonstrating and also the right of those who are not in getting involved in demonstration, and especially the vulnerable, the sick, the old, and our children to enjoy the true state of environment.
Robert.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Honorable Ruku, you are being proposed to be CS for public service and human capital.
So, there's a point of order from Junet.
Speaker, before we move forward, you see, the nominee is saying he's not limiting, he's not doing limitations of rights that have been given by the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, the Constitution provided in an Article 37, every person has the right peaceably and unarmed to assemble, to demonstrate, to picket, and to present petitions to public authorities. And it did not say there, Parliament should come up with the legislation to implement that article. It is very clear in the Constitution that so long as you are peaceful and you are unarmed, then you are allowed to participate. But now you are bringing extra conditions to the Constitution that school children going, sick people, nobody is interested in those ones. Weren't you not curtailing this freedom enshrined in the Constitution? And if the people are armed and they're not peaceful, then it becomes a security issue now. The security people have the legal mandate to deal with such cases. Why are you not using Parliament to curtail that right?
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Article 37 gives two conditions for Kenyans to be able to enjoy the right to assemble, to demonstrate, to picket, and to present petitions to public authorities. These conditions are peaceably and unarmed. Honourable Speaker, we know we have seen armed demonstration, violent demonstrations in the Republic of Kenya. For instance, 1 week ago, we saw doctors demonstrating at the gate of the National Assembly. It was peaceful. It was not armed. That is what the Constitution talks about. Such kind of demonstrations are so much encouraged and well taken care of under the Article 37.
Mr. Speaker,
but also, Honourable Chair, we have seen destruction of superhighway because of demonstration. We have seen Kenyans losing life during demonstration. We have seen many Kenyans losing property, supermarkets across the Republic, along Ruto'S Avenue, destroyed. Supermarkets of one of the honourable members from Kieni, completely destroyed because of demonstration. So as long as we have peaceful demonstration, we have seen teachers demonstrating peacefully and unarmed. Those demonstrations are the intent and the letter of Article 37 of our Constitution. But the demonstration which we have seen where we have lost lives, where we have lost property, where destruction of national infrastructure or installations, those demonstrations are not foreseen in our Constitution. Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Yes, no, I'll not allow that. Robert?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker, but it's important.
If we have time, I'll give you an opportunity later. Robert?
It's important to remind the CS that, in fact, a lot of loss of lives in those demos came from police bullets, not the demonstrators. Now, these nominees for the Office of Public Service and Human Capital Development, and this nomination comes at a time when our public service is reeling under excessive deductions in their salaries because of additional taxation and, of course, increase in the deductions from NSSF and even the health fund. Now, and you know that, of course, salaries have not also gone up commensurate. Now, in one of the TV shows that you frequented very, very much, you did support very, very strongly the introduction of a tax that had been proposed for vehicles. In fact, you said when people have vehicles, then basically that is an income-making tool and that they should pay taxes. As you go to this office, do you still hold that view? Now, the second question is that recently one of our colleagues was captured telling fellow colleagues that they need to support the regime because when you support the regime, then you can be given letters to go and appoint people in your constituencies. And that was for Teacher Service Commission. Now, this is another commission that employs on behalf of government. So my question is, what are you going to do to ensure that there is not skewed employment and that employment does not become, a preserve only of those that are in the ruling party? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Owen,
Thank
and
you.
I've already said, public service, TSC is independent.
Yes.
And they employ on their own. They will never refer to you when they are employing. If you find favor and you get appointed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I want to declare that the Honorable Ruku is my friend, but I would like to ask him this question. That the Honorable Ruku is on record many a times propagating and promoting Mogoka, which is actually a very harmful substance among the youth. And it is also on record that he initiated the process of redefining Mira in the statutes to include Mogoka. And we know Mogoka is a very harmful substance to many, many young people. And he's been actually at the forefront to push for it being legal and being consumed and to profit his people. I want to use that, his people, those that he represents. Assuming that this committee actually approves you, Honorable Ruku, how are you going to shed off this tag that you only belong to the Mbere people and the Embu people that grow Mira? And how are you going to now take the other road that you have to protect the children of the people that serve in the ministry that are going to serve from the harmful effects of Mogoka? I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Let's take one more, Millie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the question that I'd like to ask is, despite the responses that has been given by Honorable Ruku, it's really clear that your mind frame, while serving as a member of Parliament, was more towards limitations, if I would say, of constitutional rights. If you are taken or if you take up this position, you will definitely be taking on a different role where you are not serving a constituency, but you are serving Kenya as a whole. When I look at your CV, in your earlier life, you worked a little bit with the human rights sector, Oxfam, GB, and all that. And you worked a lot on issues of gender-based violence, amongst other things. It may be a long time, and maybe that's the reason that you have deviated a little over the years. So my question to you is, would you be willing to have a clear paradigm shift from what has been evident in Parliament to have a clearer fidelity to the Constitution, where you focus on rights much more, enhance rights much more, and in specific on the issue of gender representation and ethnic diversity, because you'll be at a situation where you'll be called to do that. I'm just a little concerned that going by your mind frame while in Parliament, you seemed more guided, your philosophical leaning was more towards limitations. But you are going to serve Kenyans. Are you willing to take a paradigm shift that is more broadly embracing of rights, specifically gender, and issue of ethnic inclusion in appointments?
You can answer those three.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I will start with Honorable Miri question. And I want to assure this committee and Kenyans that I will ensure I abide by Article 232 of our Constitution, which talks about the values and principles of public service. And the values on principles of public service, the issue of fairness, fair competition and merit on the basis of the opportunities and promotions, as well as transparency, the issues of ensuring all communities in the Republic of Kenya are represented within the public service, as well as to ensure persons with disabilities, as well as members of all ethnic groups are part and parcel of public service. Article 232 of our Constitution bind us and will be binding me more than ever before to ensure I am firmly within the spectrum of Article 232, as well as Article 10 of our Constitution, and I think also Article 73 of our Constitution, Honorable Speaker, which talks about the leadership, the responsibilities of leadership, and this is a very critical article in terms of the objectivity and impartiality in decision making, in ensuring that there is no nepotism within public service, no favoritism, or any other improper motive or corrupt practices. I will abide myself with Article 10 of our Constitution, 73 of our Constitution, and Article 232 of our Constitution as a Cabinet Secretary of Public Service.
Thank you. I think that's a good, fair comment. I'm just wondering, because you focus a lot on the issue of equality, I don't know what your perspectives in the Constitution are on equity, which is affirmative action, because you've not mentioned the component of gender. Because sometimes in being fair, you exclude, especially for a person like you who comes from a marginalized community. How do you intend to ensure that women are included, minorities are included? Of course, you've mentioned disability, so I won't harp on that.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm record on ASANS. I asked a question directed to Teacher Service Commission and also Public Service Commission on matters equity, on the issues to do with equity, and they responded my question. So even as a member of Parliament, I'm on record having asked a question on equity, and probably I can directly a question on Public Service Commission on action taken to mainstream marginalized groups and communities in the public service in line with Article 232. And also I asked a question on Teacher Service Commission on inclusivity in recruitment procedures and affirmative action, safeguard to teachers from marginalized communities. So this is matters, Honorable Speaker, I hold dear as far as equity, affirmative action, marginalization, gender mainstreaming within our community or our government or public service to ensure we run a just government and a fair system for all people of the Republic of Kenya.
Go to the next.
The Honorable Baya, who has agreed that he did, we are friends. Honorable Speaker, I did not initiate the changes of definition of what Mera is. Honorable Speaker, it is the Committee of Delegated Registration which, through the Minister of Agriculture, found it necessary to ensure there is no discrimination to the farmers of Mera. Mera or Mogoka is one plant genetically. In genetic terms, we call it Eduris. I'm forgetting the other botanical name of Mera. Eduris edaris. Eduris. Eduris? No.
Don't be misled.
No. Honorable Speaker, that's Honorable Jeanette is trying to. So, the truth of the matter is, Mogoka and Mera have a common botanical name, but different species. So, the Committee on Delegated Registration, through the Minister of Agriculture, was just ensuring that both Mogoka and Mera are properly captured under our laws, so that there cannot be discrimination of farmers of Meru who farm Mera and farmers of Embu County who majorly do the farming of Mogoka. And it's not only farming of Mogoka happens in Embu County, but also in Makueni County, at the moment in Nyeri County, in Murang'a County, also in Nakuru County. Even Machakos County, we have farmers who are doing the farming of Mogoka. In Meru University, Honorable Speaker, we have an institute which is dedicated to the research of Mera. And all the matters, all the questions in terms of what my Honorable Mbaya is trying to claim, that Mogoka is harmful, Mera is harmful, these are questions which can be answered by a government institution known as Institutes of Mera under the University of Meru, where we have researchers or professors doing the research in matters Mogoka, matters Mera. And not only the chewing of Mera, but also value addition of Mogoka and Mera. They have been found, their research which have been documented and actually published in scientific journals on the benefits of Mogoka, the benefit of Mera. They are from Meru University, also from the School of Biochemistry, Kenyatta University, done by one Professor Pierre Ongoge, who is a very good researcher now. It's a committee of 21 members. It is the wisdom of the Ministry of Agriculture. Is a commission, is a constitution.
The government is actually the largest employer in the Republic. That goes without saying. It consumes about 60% is bloated. The converse of that is we have these hundreds of thousands of young people who are not employed.
Ghost workers, Honorable Speaker, is we have services. But also importantly, we need to unify, digitize quite a number of services, but they are still disjointed. We need to ensure they are unified. And also we need to ensure that we don't pose security risk through having vendors of this system.
But it has had Kenyans have complained so much about the services that